I'm Karen.
And I'm Barbara, and we're the Singh Sisters.
And today we're going to show you how to get control of your email, which a lot of people need help with.
They do. They certainly do. And you know, email's been around for 20 years, Karen. Can you believe that?
I cannot believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like that's so long, but at the same time, I can't remember how we functioned without it.
How did we? How did we?
How did we get contact with people?
Yeah, everybody relies on it. It's such a great communication
Yeah.
tool, but it can be overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you don't have a good system in place for working with it, which I didn't.
Right. I think a lot of people struggle with their inboxes and don't want to open their mail program and even look at it.
Yeah, or they just look at the top part like me and then just let the rest of it sift on down. I mean, it's crazy. I had over 10,000 emails in my inbox.
I know, because we would go to film our YouTube videos and I would see your little mail and had that little red thing like 5,000. I'd say, we can't film with that on there.
Right. I would just let the junk mail sift on down. But, you know, I mean, think about it. I mean, compared to a real mailbox, you would never do that with your real mailbox.
No,
I mean,
and like you wouldn't, or stack up your mail on your counter.
Yeah, you can't do that. So we got to figure out how to get control of that, and we're going to help you do it.
Right.
So
you struggled with it. For me, it was something that just kind of came naturally.
How did you do it?
Well, I don't know. It just made sense to me. When an email comes in, I decide if I'm going to deal with it or store it. And what happened over time is my inbox became my to-do list. So if something is in my inbox, I need to do something with it.
Yeah.
And so it sort of evolved like that, and it makes sense to me. And working in that system, which we're going to be showing you, makes it so that your inbox never has more than like 10 emails, and you know what they all are. And
right. Oh, right. It's just fantastic.
It's so hard for Barb.
Little sister to the rescue.
She is the big sister, and she is uber organized. And in this one case, it was hard for her to admit that she was a little needed help from the baby.
I did. I needed help from my little sister. Yep.
And it was kind of a sensitive subject, but we've worked through it now.
We worked through it, and I am so happy because I just feel like I'm in control.
Yeah.
And I know where everything is, and I know how to deal with things when they come in, and it's just really nice. And we weren't alone either, or I wasn't alone.
Totally. No.
People are into it.
This is a hot topic.
It is, and we had one client who had your mail app on the iPad kept crashing, and it wouldn't work.
Right.
And
she called us up.
And her AOL had over 25,000 unread emails, and Apple just said, you have to take that one out of there. You can't use that one. And the mail app can't handle that.
No,
so,
Apple said no way to that.
Yeah, so that has to be fixed.
And back to the traditional mailbox, could you imagine if you had 25,000 letters jammed in there?
Yeah, or all those, junk mail that we get, credit card offers and things like that. They come into your email too. Now we're going to help you reduce all of that. We're going to get a system together. What we're going to do today is we're going to look. We've developed a 3-part series. Yep. Today is part 1, and it's called Organize It.
So we're going to set up.
Right. We're going to help you learn how to clean your inbox out,
which is going to be a wonderful feeling for you.
Right. We're going to help you organize your email by folders.
Yep.
So it's easy to find, and you know where to put things.
Yep.
And then we're going to show you how to work with the system going forward.
So by the end of this video, you will be organized, cleaned out, and you will have a system to move forward.
Right. Now we have 2 other videos. The next one is called Reduce Stress, which adds another layer onto like how to reduce those junk mails that you're getting.
So it's not stressful for you.
Right. How to use it so it's not stressful.
We all hear that little noise, and we're like, oh, we got to look at it. Right. So we're going to help you with that.
We're going to talk about that. And then in the third one, we're just going to go over some advanced techniques for people who want to use mail rules and some other things that
crazy organized people like you.
Right.
And like you are now.
Now I'm even more organized. Now we're going to be working on a Mac because there are some things that are easier to do for the clean out stage in the Mac, but you can easily do it on iOS as well.
It might be a little bit different, and then when it is, we'll bring in our iPad or our phone and say if you're on a phone or iPad. And you can also do it on the PC. We're not PC girls, so we can't show you the differences, but you being a PC user, you'll know.
Right. The system will be the same, but your getting there might be a little bit different. But it'll work on any system.
Right.
So know that there's hope.
Yes, there's hope. We can help you. You don't have to be afraid of your mail program. Your inbox doesn't have to control your life anymore.
Right.
So let's get control of our email. This is our tech bit on getting control of your email. Organize it.
So today we're going to be taking a look at cleaning out your email.
Yes, hallelujah, there's help.
Yep.
We're going to help you clean out your inbox.
Yep. So we're working on a Mac, and we're going to go down here to the mail icon.
Right.
The reason that we're working on the Mac is there are a few things that you can do here as far as sorting mails that make it a little bit easier to clean out, but you can certainly do these things on iOS as well if you do not have a Mac and you have only an iPad and or an iPhone.
Right.
The principles are the same. So we can see that our inbox has a variety of mail in it.
Yeah. Now we only have 16 emails in there, but if that's because we set this up for filming. It's a fake email box.
Right.
Of course, we're not going to put our personal emails on YouTube, but probably your email inbox could have 5,000, 10,000, who knows? Right. But anyone can do this, and it will work for any amount of emails that you have.
Right. Exactly. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at deleting them. Well, you have a couple of options when it comes to your inbox, first of all. If you have way too many of them and you just don't want to deal with it, like a certain friend of mine did, he just selected them all and hit delete.
Scary!
But it made him feel good, and he could start clean.
Well, because your first option is to go through every single email and look at it. Well, for this video, we only have 16. That's not going to take us that long. But most people are going to have 100, 200, 1,000, whatever, and that would take forever.
Right.
So you certainly could select them all and delete them. I think that would be scary. If you have emails that are, a year and a half, 2 years old in there, maybe you pick a date and time. Maybe you say anything that's older than 6 months, I'm going to go through and delete them all.
Right.
And then deal with the last 6 months. I'm going to look at it on a more attentive basis.
Right. Or if you're like me, where my inbox, there's mail in my inbox that I still refer to. I still search for it. I don't see it, linearly, but I search for it. So when you put me onto the system, Karen, I loved it. Every day I would spend like an hour going through my email, deleting and organizing. But it got to be really overwhelming, and I thought, I really want to work with this new system. So I took all the mail in my inbox, and I put it in a folder called Old Inbox, Go Through.
Which we're going to show you how to create folders, which are actually called mailboxes in a little bit.
Right. So then I could start clean, but I still have those emails, so when I search for them, I'll find them, and eventually maybe I'll clean it out. But I don't have to look at it every day anymore.
And you're moving forward with your clean inbox.
That's right, and I feel so much better. Oh my gosh, it's fabulous.
So one way, if you don't want to delete them all, or let's say you've deleted all of them that are older than 6 months, because really, be honest, if they're older than 6 months, you probably missed the boat.
Right, unless there are some things you've read and you've just let them sift down into your inbox and you weren't organizing. So let's look at how you can get rid of them.
So there is a great way. One way, instead of going through 300 emails one by one, you can first get rid of chunks of them.
Right.
And a good way is to note of the junk mail that you get all the time, right? You can identify that.
That's right.
So in our case, Groupon is a junk mail that we get all the time, and they're probably deals that don't even exist anymore, right?
Right. Exactly.
So if you look right up here, it says sort by date. It says sort by, and I'm going to click on it. And then these are all the different ways you can sort your inbox. And I'm going to go to from. Now what it's done is put every company grouping together or person or whatever. So this becomes a more manageable way for you to go through and do chunks of deleting.
Right.
So like I said, Groupon we know we don't want. So I'm going to, if I click on the first one, and then I'm going to hold the shift key down and scroll down.
Wait, you're not holding the shift yet, though. Now, you scroll down first, then you're going to hold the shift key down.
Okay, it doesn't matter because I'm not clicking again.
Oh, it didn't do it. Okay,
no.
Right. Okay, good.
Okay, anyways.
Hold
the
shift down.
I have the first one selected, and now I'm holding the shift key down, which you can't see in the video, but I've got my finger on the shift key on the keyboard, and now I'm going to tap on the last one. And what it did is it highlighted all of them, right?
Yay!
So then I'm going to go up to the little trash can, and I'm going to delete.
Right.
Now those are all gone. Now, if you were on the iPad, you cannot sort by
who it's from.
Right.
Right.
So what you could do is you could search in your inbox for Groupon, search Groupon, and then it will bring up all the Groupons. You could select them all and delete them.
Right, exactly. You can check out, we have a TechBit, check out our other mail app,
TechBits. Deleting and flagging.
Deleting and flagging, I think. It is, yep. So here, let's just go quickly through and decide to get rid of these Apple things. So we're going to go down and shift and go to the bottom and click, and then go to the trash can.
Athleta is just a clothing company. I know that's all at this point in time junk.
Right. Shift, delete. Okay, now
Beverly Zany,
one of our clients. Fictitious, of course.
We don't want to delete those, right?
No. Yeah. We don't.
Well, yeah, right.
We don't want to. In fact, let's just keep going with the junk. Let's go up and see what else we have. Here's one from Petco. Because I think if we get rid of these bigger chunks, then we have to decide how we want to deal with it. Because Beverly, we might want to just leave in some of them we haven't dealt with. So we'll delete Petco, and then we only have one more, and that's Zappos. So we'll delete that one. Now that's gone. Okay.
So that was a lot. That was pretty quick for us to do because we're just using this fictitious inbox. You might have a lot more emails. It might take you a little bit more time, but it was pretty easy, as you could see.
Exactly. So now if we want to, we can go back by date. Let's say that we've kind of got it cleaned out, and now we're kind of looking at the emails as they come in, and we can decide what we want to do with these emails.
Right.
Okay.
Or you could leave it by from, because that was kind of nice. You could see.
Well, that's true, because we're still in this clean out stage,
right?
Aren't we? Right. Okay. Excellent.
Either way.
Yeah. Well, wait, I see we missed one here from Home Away. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the first one. Shift, click on the second or the third one, and delete.
And delete.
So now we've rid our inbox of all the junk.
Of all the junk mail.
Right. Excellent.
Now what we need to do is go through and decide whether we want to delete something, whether we want to store it in a folder, which is actually called a mailbox.
Right.
Or whether we want to leave it in our inbox because we need to do something about it.
Right.
So now what we're doing now is our inbox is becoming our to-do list.
Right.
So anything that is left in your inbox, you need to take action on, or you're waiting for something. It's an active thing in your life.
Right. And it's great. You look at it every day and you realize, oh, I haven't heard back from that person yet. What's going on?
Contact them, or, oh, right, I need to do that. Or,
right.
Yeah. So now we're going to go through. So what you do is you start looking at your emails. And here's our first one again from Beverly Zany.
And she is requesting some training next week. So we're going to leave this one in our mailbox because we're going to have to take action on it and email her and set up a time.
Okay.
So we're going to leave that on there. The next one, here she is again. But this was an older one. Right. We've already dealt with this. So we want to keep it though. Yep. So we're going to put it in a client folder, right?
Yep.
Or mailbox. They even look like folders, but they call them mailboxes.
Well, well, we call them folders.
We call them folders because that's what they look like. So we're going to go up to the mailbox menu at the top, and we're going to say new mailbox. And it's going to come up, and here we have the choice of location. Where do we want to put this? We can put it...
we are in the folders we already have created.
Right, in one of the folders we already have created. We could create subfolders. You can see here we have a folder called seminars, and we have some subfolders. Mm-hmm. We have one called training videos, and then it says on my Mac. Now what this is this is saying keep it as part of your email account, syncsisters@icloud.com.
Right.
If you had multiple email accounts, you'll have multiple of these sets.
Right.
Showing up, and you can pick where you want to put that folder. Mm-hmm. Or you can keep it on my Mac, which we do not.
Which you don't want to do.
Do not do that.
Because then it's not going to sync to all your other
devices.
Right.
The whole point of all of this is to sync to all your devices. So when you look on your iPad, you look on your iPhone, you look on your computer, they're all in sync. And you don't have to redo things every place.
Which is a good point. And as long as you brought up syncing of the email,
right?
Why don't you quickly explain IMAP and POP emails?
Right. Now you might say, oh, I look at my email on my computer, and then I go to my phone or my iPad, and it shows that it's still there and it's unread. Why does that happen? And here's the reason why. There are two types of email accounts, and they use different methods of communicating. Mm-hmm. One method, the old school method, is POP, and it's post office protocol. So if you think of a post office, the mail goes to the post office, and then the postman brings it to your house, and then they're done with it. Right. And it's at your house.
And it's only at
your house. It's not anywhere else.
Right.
Not at the post office anymore. So they can't push it to your other devices. IMAP is Internet Messaging something protocol.
Yeah,
and basically what that does is it keeps everything at the post office and it just pushes it out to all your devices. And if you make a change on one, it comes back up to the server and it pushes it back out to your other device. So if you do all this organizing on your computer and then you go to your iPad, it's all going to be organized.
Right.
So you want to have IMAP accounts.
Right. And most, if you have Gmail, Yahoo or AOL, they're all IMAP. Most people aren't going to have to worry about it. Who is it that would have to worry about it?
Well, like, for example, I live kind of out in the country, and our phone company is Frontier, and our internet is through Frontier, and they gave me a FrontierNet.net email address, and that is POP.
Right.
So I don't use it anymore because it was only on one device. I mean, it wasn't a problem before 2007 when we had smartphones, but now it's a problem.
Right.
You know, because you want to be able to be up to date on all your devices.
So that's just good to point out if you notice that your emails are not
syncing.
Right.
Right.
Check your internet provider and see if it's an IMAP or a POP.
Right, and it's a good idea to go with a general email too, like Gmail or Yahoo or something, because it'll never change.
Right.
Try not to tie it to your phone company.
Or
you might move.
Or your cable.
Or your cable.
Right.
You might not have it next year, you know, that kind of thing. So we are going to put this in Sync Sisters. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave the check mark there, and I'm going to call it Clients. And say okay, and you're going to notice it takes a few minutes because it's setting it up on the cloud right now and getting it set up, and then it pops down here at the bottom of our list.
There it is, your mailbox or folder.
Right, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to drag it. Looks like a little envelope.
That simple, right? Just
so
to pick
cute.
it up and drag it.
Drag it in. Now it's out of the inbox.
And let's see, is it in the clients?
There it is.
There it is.
Okay.
Look at that one email we organized.
Yes.
Okay.
So now we're going to go through and we're going to look at the rest. Oh, here's a couple we missed from iCloud. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to delete that.
Yep.
Delete that one. And here's one from somebody, Kellen, saying that the game has been canceled due to weather. Well, I don't need to keep that anymore.
This was like 3 weeks ago.
Right. Why should we keep that?
Let's get rid of it.
Getting rid of it. It's gone. Here's another one from a client who said, thanks for the great training session last week.
Right.
And wants to set one up for the week of the 12th, which we already set that up, but we didn't organize it yet. So we're going to go ahead and keep this because it's kind of nice. It's a little testimonial.
Let's put it in our clients folder.
Pick it up, put it in the clients folder. This is something that was forwarded by somebody, some information about the walker. Oh, that's right. I need to go ahead and get tickets for this. So I'm going to leave it in my inbox.
Leave it in your inbox. You need to act on it.
That's right. Here's an interesting game. Someone gave me an idea. Might be an idea for a video, which we've talked about. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in training videos.
Oh, training videos. Okay,
so when we go to videos, we can keep some of that stuff in there. It's not something I have to act on right now, so I'm not going to leave it in my inbox, but I want to keep it. I want to be able to find it later.
And here's one that is a question from a client, and they have a question. We definitely want to act on that, right?
Leave that in. Yep. This was old, so we're going to go ahead and put this in our client folder, and this one as well. Very easy to pick things up and move them around. So now we have 3 things in our inbox.
Yes. Now, do we want to show, like in this clients folder, we had a bunch of different clients. We could create folders like we did here.
We could.
And you could keep going.
We could.
Super organizing.
Yep, you could. You certainly could.
If we found this was getting too unruly, we could start creating folders.
You could have a folder for each client, or maybe active clients you have a folder, and then you have one for previous
And I'll just do one quick.
clients.
Again, I'm going to go to new mailbox.
Yep.
I'm going to make sure it's in clients.
Yeah, and notice because you had, move your arrow back down here, because you were highlighted on the clients folder, it came up with that as a default.
Right.
So that was nice.
So it might not if you're not highlighted on it. Right. So make sure you pick. I'm going to put these in the clients folder.
Right.
And this one I'm going to call Beverly. Whichever one you want to choose. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to say okay.
And then it'll take a second and it will show up. And there it is.
And there it is. Now look, you can see this folder, the arrow is pointing this way. That means it's closed. If I just tap on the arrow, oops.
Right.
Is she? Okay, like this one is pointed down. It means it's open. If I tap on it, it's going to close up.
Oh, cool. Now, why don't we put Beverly's emails in that folder?
Let's do that. So we go to our clients folder. Beverly.
Drag her in.
Little piece of mail.
That's it.
Perfect.
It's easy. Now, what other kinds of folders might you want to create? let's think about that, because
Right.
it may not only
Yes.
be a work, we're entrepreneurs, so our work email and our private emails are all in one place. We might have a folder called sports.
Maybe the kids play a lot of sports,
Right.
or you do.
Right.
Or you might have one. I have a folder called boys, which means my 2 boys.
Yeah.
And random things that maybe don't have another home to be organized, I'll put in there.
Right. I have one called purchases. So as an order comes
I have
in,
a shopping one.
Yeah. So I put all my purchases in there so I can refer back to that. And, from time to time I could clean that out and get rid of them after they've come. But,
or get scared at looking at how much you buy online.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Travel would be another good one. That's another one I love.
Yep.
Right. So it's easy.
So you put all your plane reservations that you've made in there. It's easy to find when you're at the airport,
Right. Let's see what else. We got events, personal. You might have just miscellaneous, where you just stick them. Because we're going to show you in the third video how to search and ways for searching too, because you will be also using the search feature quite a bit to find emails, but you have to have a home for them. You don't want them all in just one folder.
No, if this were my personal email, I'm like a freak. I have like 20 folders, and they've got folders in folders, and
and it's a great way to organize things.
I love it. It's a great way to keep a record of it. And emails are very, very small. You're never going to have to worry about taking up space on your computer or in your cloud or anything like that. People ask us that quite a lot.
Unless people send you pictures in an email, then you have to save those out of the email and get rid of it, because that does take up room. But I think that's probably about. Now we have to talk about going forward
to our beautiful inbox. I mean, don't run away from what we just did.
Right.
It's all cleaned out. Now, you might have 20 emails left in your inbox.
I think I have about 18 in mine. At any one given time.
For this, we just have 3 left. So we're going to keep these in here, and as a part of the strategy on a daily basis, we're going to look at our inbox and kind of go through each one. And I'm going to do that. Okay, I still have to do that, and it becomes your to-do. And the next part of the system is, what are you going to do when a new email comes in? And what you want to do is, when an email comes in, you want to say, can I act on this immediately?
If it's a quick thing. If someone's saying, are we still meeting tomorrow? Sure. Just hit reply, yep, see you tomorrow at 10.
Delete it.
Boom, done.
It might just be immediately junk.
It might be.
Like a lot of things I get from like clothing stores, I'll look at it quick. Am I interested? No. Bye. It's gone.
Delete it. It'll come back again tomorrow.
You
can look at it then if you want.
It might be something that you have to reply to, or something you have to do.
A little more thought
Leave it in your inbox.
Right.
And it might be something that you immediately know you want to archive in one of your wonderful folders that you've set up.
Right. Some information. Somebody sent you something and you need to refer to it later. You're going to put it in there. So if you can act on it quickly and you have the time, act on it quickly. If you delete it, archive it, or leave it for later when you can find the time to actually deal with those emails.
Yes. So I think it's a wonderful system. You've cleaned out your inbox. Everything that you have in it still needs some sort of action. You've got things organized into folders. You have a system for handling new emails that come in now. So,
life should be good.
Yes.
It's kind of funny because mine was so messy and so junky. And I have multiple email accounts too, like a lot of them, which is, another thing that I'm trying.
Another day
that Karen said, why do you have so many different emails? I'm like, well, because of this. And then I'm like, you're right. I don't really need that many. So that's another day. We're going to talk about that. But it became so clean that I was kind of like the Maytag repairman or something. And I'm like, wait, I'm not getting any emails. Yeah, but it's really a nice feeling. It's a great feeling to get it organized. So check out our next seminar video or our tech bit on
reducing email stress, because email can be very stressful. Now that we have it all cleaned up and our system set up, particularly because we know when something comes in, we got to decide what we're going to do with it. You could get bogged down and off track. Always, I got to look at that email. So we have lots of systems to help you reduce the stress.
And reduce the overall amount of emails that come in. And ways of looking at it. So
Lots
check out our next tech bit and have a great day.
Think Sisters TechBit.
And please subscribe to our channel.